Chapter 136. In winter, traffic conditions are very bad in snowy areas. That's why we rushed to put the delivery business in a stable position before the fall. Not only Devon, but also Lombardi Transportation's employees have been busy keeping the business briefings possible before the summer is over. You've been very busy, haven't you? Lorraine asked me. It's probably because it involves several families at the same time. I had to pay that much attention after all. The delivery business is a very large scale business. Only Devon, who is in charge of Lombardi Transportation, was directly moved by my authority, but they are not the only ones involved in the delivery business. Herrin at the Lombardi Scholarship Foundation, Dillard at the Lombardi Top, and Bray at the Lombardi Bank also borrowed the investment. In other words, it was a large scale business with four families moving at once, but everyone is cooperating well, so I don't have to worry about tomorrow. To be honest, my feelings for tomorrow were more like expectations than worries. Amazing, Tia. I'm just running forward. I got up from my seat with a bunch of lilies that Lorraine had given me. Well, I'd better be going. Lorraine, I'll put the lily at home. It was about time I said goodbye and left. When they are busy getting ready, you're chatting leisurely here. Have you given up already? It was V's, who just entered the greenhouse and was chattering. There was an unpleasant smile on his characteristic squeaky face. The feeling that was in full bloom thanks to Lorraine and pretty flowers became very dirty the moment I saw V's. But I greeted with a bright smile. Hello, uncle. Yes, I'm fine, but how about you? It's not a question. It's as if he can't stand the fear or the pressure. Run over here and cry. I can see what is inside of his face completely. I'm fine too, uncle. Yeah, it should be okay. You made a big deal out of Lombardi's name. What Gallihan didn't stop you. He even clicked his tongue at the end of his speech. Dees was so elated because he recently won the development project of Angenus through Lombardi Construction. Dees, who really can't help Lombardi. In other words, he was attached to the Empress and obtained the rights to develop Angenus. Now the construction of Angenus and Lombardi was like being on the same boat. It is very difficult for me to know what will happen to Angenus in the future as I plan to drive the Empress and her family to the edge of the brink. It was for a while, but I even thought about whether I had to stop the plan to ruin Angenus or not. However, not receiving construction payments will not ruin Lombardi, and it is also perfect for V's to show his incompetence to bleed out the family. In a way, thanks to V's, I started eating pheasants and eggs. V's, who had no idea what he had done, kept on smiling at me. Oh, father, even if this fails, I think you've learned a lesson. Think you've learned a good lesson. Oh, father, Lorraine said with a troubled face as if to stop V's. But he's not the one who's going to stop just like that. Listen carefully, Lorraine. It's not easy to get involved in what adults do. Stay close to that child and don't think uselessly, and you'll do as I say. Stop it, father. When Lorraine almost cried, V's stopped talking. But I don't intend to finish yet. Who's going to end it? It's my turn to hit him, I said, looking at V's sternly. You keep telling me if I fail. What do you do if I succeed after you say something bad, uncle? What bad word? Can you express what you're saying in other words than bad words? I asked as if I was really curious. Are you afraid that the delivery business I led will be successful? It's not like that. Beast, with a distorted face and anger, tried to refute something, but I beat him with a face of a real disappointment. No matter how much I do, it's your cousin's job, so I thought you would encourage me to do it well. My uncle really has a small plate. Then he shook his head and muttered, saying, Ayo, on purpose. Isn't that like a teacup? You're not the only one who knows how to tease people because I'm better at it. I took a look up and down and at V's, greeted Lorraine briefly, and turned around. See you next time, Lorraine. I deliberately did not mention tomorrow's business briefing. You cheeky girl. If you don't have anything to say, you lose. I left the greenhouse without forgetting to smile at V's one last time. Asterisk, Pellet Corporation's office. Clarivan, who was at work, was welcoming a sudden visitor. The guest, who came without even contacting him in advance, was the owner of Durak Top of the Ingenuous family. Long time no see, you. Long ago, they met face to face several times when they were doing the Poroy cotton business, but they're not close enough to call each other you. Clarivan's eyes became sharp as he walked into the office. Sit down. Nevertheless, Clarivan spoke politely to keep his dignity as a representative of Corporation. By the way, his efforts didn't last long. What did you just say? Clarivan snarled, raising one eyebrow. At the sight of the sharp gaze, Durak flinched at the moment, but he couldn't back down from here. It was because Empress Pravini in the palace was scarier than the Clarivan in front of him. Durak Top's owner said after cleared his throat once. I told you to hand over all the trees that the Pellet Corporation has to our Anjanas. No, she said, give me all. Still his voice, glaring at the Duraktop's owner, was as low as scratching the ground. What right are you asking me to give you? When asked by Clarivan, Duraktop's owner answered with a stiff neck. You've always rejected our Duractop's constant request that the Angenos development project requires three but trees, haven't you? So what? Are you asking such a shameless question because you don't know that the Angenos development project is a project that the Empress is promoting? Who the hell is shameless here? Claravan crossed one leg and leaned against the chair, looking at the Duractop's owner. Let's see how far it goes. So what? What if you know it? You should cooperate as an imperial citizen, unless you dare to interrupt the Empress's will. At Clarivan's response, which did not change, even with the word Empress, Duractop's owner yelled at him as if to teach. That's why young merchants, tip tip, Duractop's owner was filled with disapproval. Well, but Clarivan didn't react much to it either. It was because he knew very well that the owner of Duractop was very jealous of him, who succeeded at such a young age. Ahem. The tactless Duractop's owner judged that his operation was working as Clarivan became silent. As a member of the Lombardi family, he used to work for Lula. It doesn't seem to have much to do with Lombardi anymore. It was natural in a way to look on the face of the imperial family, so the Rooftop's owner began to speak with a low voice and a gentle warning. I've known that there's still a lot of Triva wood you send to Cheshire, so sell them to our Anjanas. Isn't that the right thing to do? Is that all you need? Clarivan asked quietly, but Duraktop's owner, who thought he had won, went one step further. No, there's one more thing. You're still buying a lot of Triva trees in the north. From now on, don't compete with Durak at auction. So to get out of the way so that the Duraktop can get the tree? Yes, that's the order from the Empress. As if he was the Empress itself, Duraktop's owner proudly raised his chin, as if the result was already shown. Today, Duraktop's owner was not here to ask Pellet Corporation for a fair deal. He was only here to blackmail Clarivan by using the Empress's name and to get what he wanted. Then how much do you want to buy it? He's right. Duraktop's owner replied with a pleasant feeling. The average auction price was 20 silver per 50 trees, wasn't it? No, that was months ago. And these days, when the auction overheated and the wanted is up, so 25 silver per 50 trees would be a reasonable price. Duraktop's owner said so. He pretended to be a good-hearted person, but especially for the Pellet Corporation, 30 silver per 50 trees, 100 gold. Clarivan spoke as if cut off Duraktop's owner's words. What's 100 gold? It's the price of 50 Triva trees set by Pellet. Are you kidding me? Does my face look like a joke right now? Clarivan asked with bright blue eyes. Well then, 50 silver per 50 trees, 100 gold. Oh my god, I see. Up to 70 silver per 50 trees. 100 gold. If you can't pay for it, then get out of here. Clarivan said, staring sternly at the Duraktop's owner. No, how can you bargain like that? The bewildered Duraktop's owner with a red face as if protesting. Do you think you can call what you said a while ago a bargain? Clarivan said, raising the corner of one mouth. You are trying to steal at a ridiculous price with the name Empress, and if he sees the Duraktop at the auction, he's out on his own. They bring the name Empress to steal at a ridiculous price, and that's not enough. Duraktop will take everything themselves at auction. The more he thinks about it, the more ridiculous it is. Clarivan stopped talking and laughing, then pointed straight at the door and said, 100 gold per 50 trees, if not, get out of here immediately. Hey, Pallet, you don't seem to want to go out. Looking coldly at the Duraktop's owner, who still sat down and raised his voice, Clarivan pulled the red one out of several long ropes next to the chair. Not long after, some of the strong physique people opened the door to the office with the sound of heavy footsteps. Did you call, Mr. Clarivan? The Lord of Duraktop is leaving, so see him off. Clarivan's words drew the eyes of the men at the Duraktop's owner. Stand up, Pellet Corporation's guard said in a loud voice. Oh, today's work will not be forgotten by our Anjanas. As he got scared and reluctantly got out of his seat, Duraktop's owner shouted, stretching out a lot. Clarivan, who was watching the scene with his arms folded, said lightly, because of what you just said, in the future, Durak will not be able to see the Triva tree at the northern auction. What? No matter how much it costs, our Pellet Corporation will win the bid at the auction where Durak participated. Well, that's. Clarivan smiled and said to Durak Top's owner, who now realized what he had done. And when the Empress, who was so angry, asks the Lord Top why it happened, be sure to answer, I touched the Pellet Corporation by mistake. Did you imagine your future in Clarivan's words? Durak's face, which was half drawn by the guards after losing strength in his legs, was white without any blood. End of chapter 136.